Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Amos Kester Ebiwe, your favorite animal scientist. All right, we are back in Lagos. I'm standing right here in an intensive snail farm in Ikorodu that we just finished setting up, and we are actually stocking it. We just finished introducing the snails about 3 hours ago. So this is the farm, and it's already 4 p.m. so we are about feeding the snails. So of course you've seen all of this, you've seen a farm like this from us before, but why I'm making this video today is because I thought it wise to make a comprehensive video for feeding, how you feed your snails with the formulated feed or the concentrate. As you are aware by now, we actually formulate feeds for snails. That is just like the way you have feed for poultry. We have feed for snails, so you can always place order from us anytime, any day. You give us a call if you need feed for your snails. This feed is rich, is balanced. It's a combination of 10 different items. It's almost exactly the same ingredients that are used to formulate poultry feed, but in this case, the nutritional requirements of the snails is different from that of poultry birds. So while the poultry birds require a certain amount of nutrients in the feed, the snails require their own. So all you need to know to formulate feed for different class of livestock is the nutrient requirements of that animal. So we have formulated this feed based on the nutrient requirements of snails in order to boost production and also to help egg production and growth, speed up growth. So that's what we have done. So today I'm going to show you how to use the feed for snails. Of course, we have already put some down here. You can see we are going to take them to the pens that are open because we're about feeding them. But these are already done. I want you to see the process from the beginning to when the feeds are introduced into the pen. Now, because snails are cold-blooded animals, they don't like their food dry. They like it when it's wet. So we are going to do what we need to do now to get the feed wet and also to make it palatable for the snails for them to take it. All right, so this is the feed. I'm using a packer. Oh, put it here. You can actually use a measurement cup, but here we know exactly what we want to give, so we don't really have to measure it. So now what I'm going to do is to get 1 sachet water. So this is going to tell you exactly the quantity of water you need for this feed now. So this is the feed. You can see is dry and dusty, but the snails, they don't like it like this. Though if you give it to them, they might feed on it, but it won't be palatable to them. They will take it, but it's better you present it in the right manner for the animals to consume. So now we fill the whole sachet water on it. So what do we do next? We mix it. We mix the food. So this will take away the dustiness from the feed. So you can see the dustiness is almost off. So you don't need to really mix it all with water, because if you do that, you might not be able to get the leftover feed. For instance, if they don't consume everything you give to them, the leftover becomes a waste because it's almost watery. But under this condition, you just take one handful and spread it on the tray feeder. So you can see this is okay for one pen. Now if they don't finish this feed, we can still gather the leftover, store it, and feed them again the next day. But if you wet this feed and it becomes very watery, like a paste, if they don't finish it, whatever that is left of it becomes a waste, and that way you incur more cost on production. So should in case they don't finish this feed, we can always save it, add it to what will be given to them the next day, and feed it to them. And also you must note that this feed must not be given to them every day. At least you use it twice or thrice a week, 2 times or 3 times a week. You alternate it with the natural fruits, the vegetables, watermelon, cucumber, pawpaw, leaves like cocoyam leaves, pawpaw leaves, and so on. You alternate it with this. So that helps to bring down the cost of production and also produce maximum yield, because this feed is balanced. So when they take this at least twice a week or 3 times a week, it helps to promote egg production and also boost growth. So for the fact that you're not using it every day, also helps to preserve the food. Because if you are to use it every day, just for instance, we stocked this farm now with 8,000 snails. We are going to use almost half of this bag to feed the whole of this snail. So if we were to use it every day, that means we'll be using 1 bag every 2 days. But now we are going to use 1 bag per week. So because we are going to supplement it with the natural fruits for the snails. Snails are vegetarians naturally, but in order to speed up their growth, because a particular vegetable will not have all the nutrients that is required to boost the snail's growth. So that is why we produce and formulate feed that is balanced and also matches the nutrient requirement for the snail. So this feed is to be served to the snails like this. Now why we wet it a little is to take away that dryness out of the feed, number 1, and also to bring out the aroma of the feed. Unfortunately, you can't smell it, but if you do it just like I have done, you will see the aroma, and snails, you perceive the aroma, and snails are attracted to smell. So immediately they perceive it, they start moving towards that direction. So before you know it, probably by 7:30, 8 o'clock, the snails are out for this feed. So I'm going to take it now into the pen while we're still doing a lot today. So this whole feed will be served to the snails. But before that, let me take this to the pen so that you see what it looks like and how it should be placed. So these trays, you have one for feed and one for water. Now you only administer water to the snails when you're giving them this feed. But if you're giving them vegetables, fruits, and tubers, you don't need to give them water on a tray, because those fruits and vegetables have high content of water. And before you give it to them, you ensure that you dip it or immerse it in water to wash it before you place it on the pen. So there's already water on the body of the snails and in the content of the fruit and in the contents of the fruit. So you don't need to give them additional water when you feed them with fruits and vegetables. The only time you can give them additional water is when you're feeding them with the mashed feed, which is the formulated feed. So this is how you present it inside the pens. Oh dear, we already have some eggs here. Like I said, these snails were stocked 3 hours ago. You can see the young man there is also doing the watering because we just stocked them. Comfort, please come, we have some eggs here. And upon arrival, we had about 346 eggs already while we were doing the stocking in the morning hours. And between that period till now, you can see the snails have started laying again. So these are viable snails. They are not just any type of snails. Okay, please, let's get this out. You can see this one is laying on top the block because they are not used to the environment yet. So they just lay anyhow. It's after 1 week from now, they start burrowing under the ground to lay as they should. I think we have more eggs here. Okay, you can see this one was already burrowing inside to lay. Let me have this egg. You can see this egg is way smaller than the rest. It's because the snails are at point of lay stage. They are just starting to lay. So usually you get some tiny eggs like this, while you get some big eggs like this, because they've just started laying, and they will lay for the next 3 to 4 years. So you can see they've already tried going down to incubate their eggs. Sorry. Okay, place it. I think there are some eggs here too. Take. Remove that snail, let me see. Okay. You can see they are also laying. That one has started laying too. Place it inside. That's a clutch of 6 eggs have been laid there. All right, thank you. So we place the feed like this. Please give me water with a bowl so that I just demonstrate for them to see. So this is where the snails usually should be during the daytime because of daylight. Then in the night, they would come outside like this to feed. So this will be placed inside. Then you get a cup with water and just spill it inside. It has to be in a very settled place. Yeah, it needs to balance properly. Okay, so we pour water inside this and the feed is already there, and that's all it's required for the day. So tomorrow in the morning, you come, get out these bowls. There are some cases where you might not even remember if you had feed inside these bowls, because they'll feed on everything, they clean it like it was washed. But there are cases where they don't finish the feed and you have to take out the leftover. So you preserve it and feed it the next day instead of wasting the feed. So this is how you present the feed and water to the snails. So while the young man is looking for the cup, I think we don't want this video to take too long. So this is the process of feeding your snails with the formulated feed. So now you know what to do when you get the feed from us or you get it from any other dealer. Just add little water to it and make sure that dusty nature is taken out of the feed and you serve it just the way we have done. So that's the essence of this video. I'm sure this has been very beneficial to you and you've learned something out of this. So we try as much as possible that in every of our videos you learn something out of it. That's the reason why we are uploading the videos. We are not just presenting our face or our farm, but we want you to learn something out of every video we upload out there. So that is the reason why you need to subscribe to our channel and share it to your friends. Let them also learn what you are benefiting. So please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and also click on the bell icon so that whenever we upload these videos, you get a notification. And also don't forget to like the videos. So we want to thank you. God bless you. If you want to reach us, should in case you want us to set up your farm or instruct you on what to do, how to go about it, all you need to do is give us a call on our phone number +2348 068 525032, or go to the description below the video or the link below the video. The number will be written and spelled out there boldly. So thank you until we come your way again. God bless you and bye-bye.